All right, greetings all. This is Malik Asad Jafar, philosophical philosopher and superstar. Let's get right to it. Today is Poetry Day, and so I'm going to speak on one of the poems that I wrote some time before. That is a part of the my book, Piece of My Mind. The title of this poem is called Fate. All right, it is what you call a Kyrielle verse. Okay, and so here we go. Fate, destiny's unpredictable mate, is such a noun. Assumes that life's path is already found. Different degrees of direction with so many variables makes it hard to believe that things are inevitable. If I would have or if I could have seems to be the question that one asks when they feel that they're robbed of liberty or discretion. But by who? Because actions derive from decisions. Choices made, and when done, is with such imprecision. Regret sets off of something that's actual. No acceptance, so results blamed on something supernatural. Your overall circumstances or conditions in life ought to be learned so that you don't make the same mistake twice. Never believe in the problem, only that there is a situation. Avoid the feeling of being forced into a predestination. With every challenge, create options, embrace the world's knowledge. Know that nothing is destined. Submit vectors. Believe it and acknowledge. That is my poem on fate. Or that is my poem titled Fate. I'm going to give you a little backdrop on that poem in particular. I was having a discussion one day with a couple of people, and we were talking about the difference between fate and destiny. And some of the group was saying that fate was good and destiny was bad. And some of the people were saying that destiny was good and that fate was bad. And, it was kind of my position. I told them that, I don't agree with either as being a factor. And they're like, well, how is that? How, they were presenting all of these different, hypotheses on why things are the way that they are. And so I basically explained to them. And, of course, we did go to the Word for a little bit, and we started speaking about the Bible and Adam and Eve, and then when they were able to be blessed, cursed with the ability to have choice. You know what I mean? And that took the conversation a whole different direction. But at the end of the day, I don't believe in fate or destiny, because there are so many different people in this world that do certain things. And man, in my career, things I've heard about and things I've seen and just you name it, to believe that these individuals are operating off of a destiny or a fate would imply that their creation was from a bad foundation. And I think it's all subjective per person's experience, because when it boils down to it, what happens in a person's life, what's good for some is bad for others. Some people will get locked up and they'll say, oh, that was the worst experience that happened in life. Perspective changed their life, whereas they could have engaged in a different activity and did more time, you name it. Relationships, oh, this breakup was so horrible for me and I was so hurt and I can't believe that this person took advantage of me and took me for granted. But then at the same time, they allowed you to be free to find that something that you needed in your life, because life is not based off of that type of resonance. It's not. It's ever growing and expanding and getting bigger and more of fill in the blank. How you navigate in this dynamic is completely up to you. which I guess is a good segue to my next poem that I'm going to end up putting on here as well. But food for thought. Just remember this, y'all. No matter what ends up taking place, no matter how you think things are going down in your life, there is no predestination. You have the ability to manipulate, manage, and direct and guide the path that you want to go in. There's a judgment call. I say judgment call, but it is a personal decision that needs to be made. What do you want? What do you want to end up taking place in your life? With that said, please stay safe. Be positive. Be blessed. And just remember, nothing is predestined. As long as you have hope and the ability to keep moving forward, you can make whatever you need to have happen. Just know which direction is forward for you. All right. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.